All right, let's talk about what happens when an AI tries to get creative with money and fails, just spectacularly. Today, we're going to unpack a single bizarre sentence that an AI came up with, a mistake that cost 260 bucks, and how it accidentally sparked a whole new philosophy. Let's dive in.
So here it is. This is the actual sentence an AI wrote to try and make a persuasive pitch. I mean, it sounds kind of poetic, right? It's evocative, but it makes absolutely zero logical sense. How on earth does $260 light 20 libraries? It's just a beautiful, beautiful mess.
And that's the big question, isn't it? This is the mystery we're going to solve today. We need to get to the bottom of this statement because, believe it or not, understanding the mistake is the key to unlocking a much more fascinating idea.
Okay, so before we can get to the brilliant response to this error, we have to figure out how it happened in the first place. How did an AI generate a line that sounds so profound on the surface but is just so mathematically bonkers?
Well, here's where it all went off the rails. The AI was trying to juggle two totally different things. On one hand, you have a hard fact. It cost exactly $260 to get one expired website back online. Simple. On the other hand, you have this flowery, metaphorical pitch about investing in people. The AI, in its quest to sound inspiring, basically just mushed these two ideas together, completely ignoring the fact that the math didn't add up. It chose vibes over logic.
So the AI made a mistake. Big deal, right? Well, this is where our story takes a really cool turn. Because instead of just hitting delete and pretending it never happened, the creators did something that seems totally backward. They decided the mistake itself was the most valuable thing they had.
And this decision, it really shows two completely different ways of thinking. The normal response, the one we all expect, is to hide the error. Delete it, fix it behind the scenes, and hope nobody noticed. But this team, they did the exact opposite. They published the glitch for everyone to see, they invited people to pick it apart, and they decided to fix it out in the open, as a community.
And this is the core idea, the big principle they were working with. The mistake, this raw, unpolished, kind of broken piece of content, wasn't a failure. It was the lesson. By putting the error out there, they were basically creating a real-time course on how to work with and, more importantly, how to correct imperfect systems like AI.
They even gave it a name, an artifact for gleaning. That wacky, AI-generated video wasn't just a blooper reel. It was officially labeled as raw material. It was shared on purpose so that a whole community of people could dig into it, learn from its flaws, and ultimately make something better from it.
Now, this reaction to one little glitch isn't just a one-off thing. It's actually part of a much bigger idea, a whole philosophy about how we learn and how we create things. So let's talk about what that really is.
It's called the Gleaning Era. And at its heart, it's a way of thinking that says the messy process, the rough drafts, the mistakes, all of it is more valuable than some perfect, polished final product. It's all about learning together by looking at and interpreting raw, unfinished work.
The motto for this whole idea is proof of process, not perfection. And this is so important because it just lowers the barrier to entry for everyone. It's saying, hey, you don't have to be perfect to make something valuable. You just have to be willing to share how you got there, mistakes and all. And that makes the whole act of creating stuff feel way less intimidating.
And here's a crucial point. This isn't about just copying someone else's work. It's about interpretation. The whole idea is to encourage the community to take these raw artifacts, like our weird AI glitch, and really engage with them. The goal is to analyze them, remix them, and build something totally new, not just be a passive consumer.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work in the real world? Like, how does a community literally turn a mistake into a lesson for everybody? Well, it turns out there's a surprisingly clear and simple process for it.
It's a really brilliant four-step loop. Step 1, you publish the mistake and you label it as raw material for everyone. Step 2, you invite people to critique it by asking questions like, what's wrong here? What are we not seeing? Step 3, you encourage people to interpret it, to create something new from what they've found. And finally, step 4, that new corrected piece gets returned to the public archive, so the whole community benefits. It's a decentralized, collaborative learning machine.
Okay, so let's tie all of this together. Why is this little story about a $260 glitch so important right now? Because it gives us a powerful blueprint for how we can all work with these amazing, but often imperfect, AI tools that are quickly becoming a part of our everyday lives.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? First, AI is a tool, but it works without context, which means human oversight is absolutely essential. But instead of seeing AI's inevitable mistakes as failures we have to hide, this philosophy shows us how to reframe them as opportunities. It's a model for working with AI's quirks, using our collective brainpower to refine what it gives us, and in doing so, making the act of creating things more accessible for everybody.
And all of this leaves us with one final big thought to chew on. As we move deeper into this world we're building alongside AI, we really have to ask ourselves, are these glitches, these weird, sometimes poetic mistakes, are they a bug we need to stamp out? Or are they actually a feature, a built-in invitation for human creativity, interpretation, and collaboration to jump in and do what we do best? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me.